Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is ChatGPT versus me, College Football Edition, Week 13. And guys, I just woke up from a nap and I had a great dream. A dream where I could come back and actually win this thing on this week alone. Only have a few weeks left. We have this week, next week, I think is rivalry week for us, a lot of the teams, and then I think there's a few games after that. And then we have the bowl games and playoffs. And then finally, last but not least, the college football championship. So, with that being said, a brief little recap. On week 12, ChatGPT had Texas minus 12. That was wrong. They only won by 10. Pathetic. Colorado minus 11. They are looking great. Memphis minus 16.5. They whacked some ass. And then Georgia minus 9.5. And then I had Oregon minus 13.5 versus Wisconsin. That was a scary game until the fourth quarter. And then Syracuse plus 9.5 versus Cal, and the over of that game. And boy, did I tell you, that was a sleeper game of the week. It was a great game. Syracuse wound up winning outright against Cal, and the over hit. And then last but not least, BYU versus Kansas. Kansas has finally came around. They're looking like the team that everybody predicted at the beginning of the year. And BYU, they are looking like frauds. So, week 13, here we go. As a record for now is ChatGPT has 22 and 14. Me, I am 16 and 20. And let's begin with the picks for ChatGPT. I say GBT, GPT. Their first pick is Indiana at Ohio State. They went with Ohio State 11.5. Ohio State is favored, but Indiana is currently undefeated. Yep. And has a strong pass rush offense efficiency. Ohio State has shown slow starts, which could make Indiana plus 11 a strong pick to cover the spread. This is going to be the true test of Indiana. If they lose this game, which I believe they will, how far does Indiana drop ranks? I guess it depends on how bad they lose this game, honestly. If they lose by the favorites of 11, I think they should only drop a few points. Maybe to 12. Maybe. Especially if another ranked team loses too. They shouldn't drop out of rankings. They did been undefeated all year, and for them to lose one of the last games of the year and be out, yikes. But if they do lose, you'll have a three-way tie with Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State for the Big Ten championship. So I think Indiana also plays. I can't remember who they play next. I know it's another tough game for them. Ohio State plays Michigan. Oregon plays Washington. So, their next pick is Ole Miss, minus 9.5 at Florida. Ole Miss is coming off a bye and has been strong on the road, while Florida has been inconsistent. Expect Ole Miss to win and cover the spread. Yes, 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 yes. Florida is already looking on to next year with Lagaway. Ole Miss is still in the front running, I guess, to make a last-minute playoff push, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or they may have actually been knocked out already. But they're looking to play in a bowl game for sure. Ole Miss has been a great team this year. I like this pick, Ole Miss minus 9.5 at Florida. The only bad thing is it is at Florida, and it is tough to play there. Colorado, minus 3 versus Kansas. Colorado, led by Shedeur Sanders, is on a hot streak with a solid defense. Kansas has improved, but may struggle against Colorado's explosive offense. Colorado is minus 3 is a solid pick. I don't know if they're gonna fall for it like I fell for it with BYU. Honestly, you don't know what you're gonna get with Kansas. Colorado, though, they have been looking great. Next year, they already got a number 1 recruit in QB, or number 1 or number 2 recruit in QB. Oh, I think it's number 2. Recruit, 5-star recruit. Colorado's going to be scarier in the years coming, even without the Sanders family with them. They're going to be scary. Kansas, on the other hand, looking to play spoiler for Colorado to knock them out of the playoffs. But I still like this. Shedeur Sanders is playing a lot better. Obviously, Travis Hunter is freaking remarkable. Probably going to be a Heisman winner. Probably the number 1 pick. A guy that plays offense and defense both exceptionally well, especially the offense side. Colorado's defense is stupid stacked solid. Give me Colorado. Well, ChatGPT picked Colorado. Miami minus 24 versus Wake Forest. Miami's high-powered offense and home field advantage make them likely to win big. I cannot speak today. Make them likely to win big. Wake Forest has struggled against ranked teams, so Miami should cover the spread. Minus 24 is very big, even against Wake Forest. Minus 24 is very big. Miami have been struggling a little bit. They have lost, but I think they came back in a win. But minus 24 is very, very big for me. Cam Ward is doing Cam Ward things. Missouri County native. But, well, I haven't really know much to say about this game. Wake Forest sucks. Illinois +2 at Rutgers. Illinois has been competitive on the road and could upset the Rutgers despite being underdogs. The matchup is a good opportunity for Illinois to perform above expectations. The battle of the corn-fed folks. You also have Wisconsin and Nebraska. The corn-fed games are a lot closer than what everybody expects. They're usually never blowouts. +2 is a good pick. I do still think that the Rutgers will win, maybe by 7. But hopefully so. And then Cincinnati +8.5 versus Kansas State. Kansas State has been struggling, while Cincinnati defense and secondary could keep the game close. Take Cincinnati to cover 8.5 seems reasonable. Yeah. Yeah, it does seem reasonable. Kansas State has been struggling. Cincinnati has been playing pretty good. I think next year they'll probably be a playoff contention team. Kansas State, on the other hand, I think this is going to be a setback for them after this season. A lot of those players are going to leave. Cincinnati, they do have a solid defense, and they will keep this game a lot closer than what a lot of people expect. Cincinnati +8.5 is a good pick. Now let's go with my picks. SMU -10 versus Virginia. SMU is probably one of the surprises of the season. SMU can clinch the AFC Championship with a win against Virginia. Virginia need this win, though, to be eligible for the bowl game. Kevin Jennings for SMU has 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, looking great, and that wide receiver room is deep. Very, very deep, led by Keyshawn Smith with 4 touchdowns, 415 yards. SMU has been solid good. I think only 1 loss in the season. Virginia, better luck next year. I think SMU are going to probably, will most likely win this game by a lot. SMU -10. Next game is Rice -7 versus UAB. Both these teams lost to Memphis in back-to-back weeks. Rice lost to Memphis 2 weeks ago, and then UAB got their butts whooped by Memphis last week. Don't like this spread, but the money line is just way too wide. It's -250. These teams are very similar. E.J. Warner, 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I'd say the teams with the quarterbacks. And then Jalen Kitna with the same stat, 13 touchdowns. Or he might have 12 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Rice have a better defense. A lot of their games have been a lot closer than compared to UAB's with similar opponents. So give me Rice -7. That's all I got to say about that one. There ain't really much else to it. Next, my favorite pick of the week. James Madison -7.5 against Appalachian State. JMU has a baller of a QB, sophomore Alonzo Barnett III, 22 touchdowns and only 2 receptions. Dual threat are always dangerous. This kid's going to be going to a bigger school next year when it comes to transfer portal. Penaway has rushed for 1,000 yards. He's currently at 746 yards. That's the JMU rushing. JMU running back. JMU has also won 3 in a row. Yeah, James Madison's scary this year. They're looking to whoever they play in the eligible game, whether it be LSU or somebody, look for them to upset, honestly. If it's one of these schools that have been struggling all year, James Madison is very good this year. So, and that, like I said, Alonzo Barnett III, he's a stud. No diddy. 22 touchdowns is remarkable, regardless of what league you play in, or what conference you play in, sorry. Next is Michigan -10 versus Northwestern. Michigan need this win to be bowl eligible because the next week is Ohio State. Donovan Edwards and Khalil Mullins need to be on their A game to get this victory. And Northwestern defense is kind of scary, 28th ranked in FBS, so that's the whole country. Both of these teams have one win in the last 4 games, which is pretty sad. Michigan beat Michigan State, while Northwestern beat Purdue, which Northwestern, come on, man, Purdue in overtime. So if you lost to Purdue this week, you are absolute ass. But yeah, Michigan has Ohio State next week, and they are probably more looking into that game than they are this week, but they do need to win this game because next week they will get their butts whooped, and if they lose next week and lose this week, they're not going to be bowl eligible, which is going to be pretty sad for a first-year coach after being the champions of last year. Northwestern, on the other hand, they have nothing to lose for. They just want to play. Michigan -10. They are playing the Big House, so that's lucky for them. Northwestern is not a good team regardless of where they play, so Michigan -10. Next is Army 14.5 versus Notre Dame. And I know, I fell for it 2 times already. Navy lost to Notre Dame, and BYU lost to Kansas. Both teams were undefeated at the time. Both teams were underdogs. Both teams lost. This time I'm going for the spread. Army 14.5 plus 14.5. Bryson Daly has Army. For Army has 21 rushing touchdowns, the second in the nation. This game is in Yankee Stadium, which is always fun. Notre Dame defense is top tier when they only face the little guys. Regardless, they are top tier. They play some tough teams ish. This year only allowed 14 points or fewer. In this past few matchups, Notre Dame's going to win the game, but it's not going to be what a lot of people think. I think Army is a solid team this year. I said the same thing about Navy, but Army is undefeated for a reason. I said the same thing for Navy, but 13 wins is pretty good. They're going to keep that ball rolling, especially when they go into the Navy game in 2 weeks. And Notre Dame are still trying to stay in the playoff hunt or in the playoffs contention. Next and last, Bama -13.5 versus Oklahoma. Jalen Monroe is looking to remain in a playoff. Jalen Monroe and Alabama are looking to remain in playoff contention when they visit Oklahoma. Sooners have fired their offensive coach and are the worst offense in the SEC, but the defense is all right. So with that being said, Bama, y'all need to score quick and score fast. Jump that lead high, let's say 21 points or 14 points, and then just hang on because Oklahoma's not going to score. Jalen has 15 touchdowns passing and 17 rushing touchdowns. And what can you say about the phenom freshman Ryan Williams? 8 touchdowns, 761 yards with some crazy highlight reels. Good thing, too, about Bama. Oklahoma's offense sucks, and Bama's defense is just as good. The last 3 games, 20 points combined to the opponents. That's all they've scored. Bama -13.5. I think Bama's going to blow out Oklahoma. It's going to be embarrassing. Oklahoma fans are going to boo the crowd, and they're going to be leaving a lot early. So, that being said, those are my picks for the week. Those are ChatGPT's picks. Are y'all riding? Are y'all fading? Let me know in the comments what are y'all's best picks of the week. Please like, subscribe, and follow. Follow me on TikTok, on whatnot, especially this on YouTube. Merlin is coming out, and guess what came in today? Previewed Topps Allen and Ginter, and the chase is going to start beginning. Topps Chrome 2024. We're looking for the Paul Skeens 1/1 MLB debut patch. A lot of debut patches have already been pulled, but not the Paul Skeens yet. As time recording, this is Friday, November 23rd, 2024. So, see y'all later, guys.